Hello guys, what's up? This is Shark talking. Welcome back to my channel. Today video is about the Covenant of the Scene. This event came just with the last update of the game and I didn't make a video about it, so we'll be sharing all of the content that got released with this update, so we can talk about each one separately and have a focus on each one of them. This Covenant of the Scene is one of the last events of the second generation of the game. It's right before Eventide Hakuri, very close to it. Actually, there's the winter event before Eventide Hakuri, and this one was very close to it. So these characters are very good. They are interesting to have, but they will lag when compared to Generation 3 characters. But we have to just try to understand them and see if they are worth for you right now or not. So before we delve into the Covenant of the Sea event, we will just talking about the Divine Weapon banner, talking about the new characters and the new weapons, and well, let's just click on it and try to understand. So the first character here is Celestial Armor Wylfred. This is a different version of Wylfred, the one that becomes a name higher, and it's very interesting. He also has these shields like the original Lennet that flies around himself. It's very different, and he is actually a great sword user of the Holy Element, but we'll have to give a look on him to understand a little better. So he got some buffs. He and the new Ailyth version also got some buffs between 5% to 15% increase on their status. It doesn't make that much difference, but they did it just to make them a little better for some people to understand. So what happens is that we all know that status are not what makes a character. What makes a character are their attacks and their passives. So what happens here is that he kind of has a very strong purified attack, but it doesn't have a special animation, and he really needs to have an Holy Greatsword, because only his first attack is from Holy. But this also means that he can use other elements and change, but he will lack on damage if he uses other elements. I do not suggest doing so. So you have to purchase either his Greatsword from the event, or maybe another one if you have. You can also use Ginhar just well with him. But let's just give a look on his passive, and you see the first one is the most important. It increases both his attack and his Holy Elemental damage. The second one is just the same thing as his original version. The Wylfred original also had this, is just an increase on all status on every set number of turns, every 3 turns. It increases all status by a large number, and he also increases Holy damage dealt. So it's very focused on Holy, and it's very interesting to have. You can also use this guy with the older Wylfred. Sure, they don't exactly work that well, but there's an event that the enemies are weak to both Holy and Dark, just like this event. Enemies are weak to the 2 elements, so you can mix the 2 types without losing too much. And also you'll make that the 2 effects will be activated on the same turns, and it will make them better. So you also have this on the third skill that increases damage and Holy action skills, and increases by some good amounts as well. So the limited skill, it increases Holy damage for 1 turn, but it's for the whole squad. It's even more increase on Holy damage. And lastly, he also increases Holy action skill damage with his AS Seize Holy. You can also change this for AS Burst Holy. You can get this from another banner and make him even stronger when dealing Holy action skill damage. But you have to remember that he's kind of competing with the next character that will probably be released by the final of the month. It's Awakening Lennet. She also does a lot of good damage with Holy, and she also uses Great Sword. Maybe you can use the 2 together. They work very well actually. But if you don't have all the resources to have the 2 characters, maybe you have to choose between them. And most people will just choose Awakening Lennet because she does more damage, but he doesn't stay too much behind. Okay, so this is him, and he also gets more drops if you on the event, and this event only has 1 part right now, and the second part will arrive later. So okay, we have talked about Celestial Armor Wylfred. Now we have to talk about Ailyth the Shackled. This is called Chains Ailyth in Japan. It is a different version of Ailyth. Still dark, but the lore behind it means that she's not as evil as before. So that's strange. She also got some buff from her status, not so much. you have to give a look on her attacks, and only the Arrested Reaper is dark, so you have to use a dark elemental staff to make use of all of her passives that increase dark. So what happens here is that the first one is the most important, as always, mag and dark element damage, with the second one increasing all of her status when the purification gauge is below level, above level 1, and also lowers enemy guard hate. It doesn't really matter for me. And lastly, she has Chain Link. It's the same thing as the passive from Yume that increases defense, mag defense, and also resistance to all status elements. You can use both together if you need, but 2 mages on the squad doesn't always work that well. And lastly, she sacrifices 1 purification gauge to increase her own damage. The increase is fine, and the incant skill it's increase on purify attack damage, but it's only 30% increase. It's not just like Arbiter Hirsch that increases just so much when compared to this girl. So she's not exactly that good on damage, but she at least gives support as well and increases her damage on some specific turns, and she can unleash good purify attacks. So maybe a character to be used on second slot. That is, if you have her or a very well equipped character. Okay, so we talk about the characters. Now let's just talk about the weapons. Lastly, there's bad things about these characters. They have very bad parry skills. The worst. There's dual element dances. I don't like them, and I don't know if they have character assist. I believe Wylfred has character assist and Ailyth doesn't. I'm not so sure about this, so we'll check this later. So the weapons are a little interesting. The Sparator is a weapon that has some very unique things. We will have to check here on the Viral Weapon traits. The Sparator is a weapon with the extreme base damage, and it deals extreme damage, and it comes alongside something here. It has, let me just check there. It has this that lowers the resistance to the enemies to Holy, but also on the Japanese wiki version, they say that it also debuffs 10% of defense and mag defense alongside the resistance to Holy. So this makes for some plus damage, I think, but this weapon doesn't have any other passive, so it is something in exchange for another. And don't really think this word is just that good, because we just got a bow that increases Holy action damage. You actually can use both together. You can increase your Holy action damage, then reduce the resistance to Holy to the enemy, and also do damage. This will be very good if you manage to do the 2 things at the same time. But the buff is not as strong. It's only 10%. Doesn't really make that much of a difference. Probably have better weapons in the future, but this one is enough. It's a good weapon to make a legendary evolution out of it, because it has this effect. It's very unique for now, okay, but there is more weapons with this in the future. Then we have this Myrnos staff. This Myrnos staff is a dark element, just for you to use with Ailyth, and it's very welcome because we don't have many states with the dark element, and this one is very different. It has it's just a normal extreme damage, but it has at least dark aura, and dark aura increases dark damage. It probably level up when you manage to get the legendary evolution on this weapon, and it will increase probably 10% if you manage to get to LA. Okay, so they also get more drops. You can see the drops: Dark Contract, Orchest Strength, and Cog. So each one of them works on different parts of the event, the first part and then the second part. If we talk about this, the 2 characters, the 2 weapons, and well, should you summon this? If you're a fan of Ailyth or Wylfred, just summon, because these characters are protagonists a little on their games, so it's interesting if you like them. But they will soon be outclassed by some of the Gen 3 characters that will probably be released alongside January. If you don't mind about it, I really like Celestial Armor Wylfred design. I think he works very well with the Awakened Element. If you manage to have 2 of the same greatsword with Holy weapons. Ailyth is a little clashing with Amelia. She's way better than Amelia, but you can still get artifacts from Amelia on Valhalla Assaults. It's easier to build your Amelias, but you can still use 2 of the same combination. I don't think you can use 3 or more, but you won't have that many other characters to be compared to them. So now let's just talk about the event itself. This event is just the same as always. It's a raid event. Last time that there was an event with Covenant of the Plume, it was a raid as well. So let's just click here and we just check the Covenant of the Sin. The good thing is that Covenant of the Sin Challenge 2 gives a gold bangle. That's right, gold is not even a silver one. It's a very nice, welcome item that we were lacking a lot in the past days. So we can go here on the exchange booth and check items from the booth, but we also have a lot of good things to get by defeating the bosses from raid. So what we have to get here is just quite a lot of things, guys. There's quite a lot of good things. We have Key of Guidance, Yggdra's Brand, Silver Bangle, Legendary Rainbow Stone. This use Days word is just holy damage. Again, we have a lot of holy weapons in the past. I don't think this is worth, but we will be getting at least the first upgrade for free. So instead of wasting 5,000 currency, you just be using 4,000. If you are a new player, this may be useful for you. It also increases the raid boss appearance rate, so even better if you are starting the game. We also have this ES Word Mind Plus. It's very nice for characters like Arngrim, the Future Fang Arngrim, and also Summer Ailyth. They are tanks that lack mag defense. You can use with them. Now you have 2 gold scrolls, silver scroll, bronze scroll. Take these items with a lot of consideration. Lately we have an orb, just get it, is a very well combination. And lastly, Awakening Ember and Nameless Hero 5. All these items are interesting and good to farm depending on your place on the game. So besides that, nothing more of value. And now the best place to farm is Challenge 3. But the difference between farming Challenge 3 and Challenge 2, if you don't have the characters, are very minimal. If you're having problem farming Challenge 3, just farm Challenge 2. It will be easier for you to auto. So I'll be just doing the Challenge 3 stage now with you guys, so you can check the bosses. The Challenge stage here has 4 paths, and you can choose the path that you want to complete. And let me just check the elements of the enemies, so I can decide what I'll be using here. There's 4 elements for you to choose. It's very easy to farm when you have this option. So I take back what I just said. I'm rewinding here. The boss itself is weak to states, seen here, and also the 2 elements, both holy and darkness. You can even use an emo here because she will do more damage on the 2 parts, holy and also staves. So I will be just checking my squad here. So probably be using an emo and Amelia. It's something good here. Usually this combination doesn't work that well. So I just decided the squad I'll be using here. It's not this one. Let me just find it. Yeah, I'll be using this squad here just because I can train these characters as well. So let me just start the quest. It's the first time I'll be trying this stage, so I hope it works. I will just keep straight to the boss, right? So now we're on the boss, and this boss here, it's very funny. Only weak to holy and dark, and strong to everything else, but also weak to staves. So we can try to do the damage with these 2 girls here. Let me check if it will be enough. Elemental damage is very clippable here. And Mogrod barely makes any difference. Oh. So no, this is not enough damage. So I highly recommend you guys to just farm the Challenge 2 instead of this one. If you want to save your time. The damage, this boss has quite a lot of HP. Using this will be hard. Should have just moved my Arbiter Herf second boss so I could just reach more 45 attacks. Just inflicted curse here. I don't have any healing, so I will have to do it with just his health. The weakness from staves barely makes difference here. Unless you are using the event character, then you barely need it. So yeah, for the very high might I have, this boss is very hard. My character is not as strong as well. Okay, I really recommend you guys farm challenge 2 instead. Yeah, we just got a title. So lastly, let's just give a look on the raid bosses rewards. We'll have to click on notice to check it. You don't have to just rush to farm it because there's also a second part of this event, and it will reach in 1 week or something like that. But it seems like the loading is very strange today. But I know that there is at least one Yggdrasil branch and one Awakening Ember, the best items for you to get from raid. Let's just check here. Yeah, Awakening Ember, Silver Bangle as well. Awakening Ember, Silver Bangle, and Yggdrasil branch. Nameless Hero 5. These are the best items for you to get. Well, that's it guys, let me just finish, this is taking too long. Thank you for watching this video so far, please subscribe if you haven't, and we see each other on the next one.